Welcome to Chapter 5. If you enjoy the story, please like and subscribe and leave a comment, good or bad. Your feedback helps me improve. After the first collapse, gates began to open anywhere, at any time, and every gate came with a deadline. A gate is not just an entrance, it is a countdown. Days later, every emergency alert repeated. The same word, rupture. People learned fast that a gate is not just an entrance, it is a deadline. For rank D and rank C gates, the rupture usually comes in about 15 days. For rank B and rank A gates, the world gets more time, about 30 days. But the price is always worse. Before the rupture, some gates start to warn you. Pulses, hairline cracks, and a sound like knocking from the other side. But some gates do not warn you at all. Silent gates, weak traces, and then a rupture without notice. And sometimes these gates, they rupture without warning. They are C or D rank gates, but when there is no warning, it becomes a disaster. The guild existed before the gates, but when gates appeared, neighborhoods became front lines. Teams formed because panic kills. A single delay can cost an entire street. Checkpoints, patrols, control, not to comfort people, but to stop them from breaking. The guild wrote gate rules as survival law. Leave a gate unfinished, and the world bleeds. Inside every gate, there is one truth people learn too late. The gate does not end because you are tired, or injured, or out of time. It ends only when the boss falls. Until then, the gate stays open like a wound in the world. Inside the lower-ranked gates, the rule is simple. You do not get a second exit. The only way out is the same door you used to enter. If you run too deep and lose your direction, the gate does not come looking for you. You either find your way back, or you do not leave at all. In higher-ranked gates, the rules change. Some of them place a seal on the exit the moment you enter. You can reach for the door, you can run to it, you can scream at it, it will not open. Not until the boss is dead. Inside those gates, the only path out is forward. When the boss falls, the gate starts to shrink. Not fast, but certain. The light tightens, the air calms, and the doorway begins to die. Within about an hour, it closes for good. After that, no one can enter again. Only those already inside get to leave. After the catastrophe, the world did not stay broken forever. People repaired streets, reopened shops, and returned to routines that felt almost normal. But the gates did not disappear. They became part of the skyline, part of the news, part of every plan. Life came back, with a shadow standing behind it. The gates did more than bring monsters. They changed the air. Mana began to linger in the world like dust and sunlight, settling into streets, parks, and rooftops. Most people could not see it. They only felt it as headaches, chills, and strange pressure before a gate appeared. But for those with power, it was a quiet truth. The world itself was becoming a little less human every day. The people cannot grow stronger by killing monsters. They grow through training, repetition, and discipline. And even then, every body has a ceiling. Some reach it early, some reach it later. But once you hit that limit, effort alone stops being enough unless something rare breaks the rules. Killing monsters does not make the people stronger. It makes money. It makes supplies. It makes headlines. In this world, hard work can raise you, but it cannot rewrite your body. After the first chaos, training stopped being a hobby and became a system. Guild academies opened, instructors were assigned, and routines became part of daily life. Not to create heroes, but to create survivors who could fight as a team. Because inside a gate, talent is not enough. Discipline, roles, and coordination decide who walks back out. Warriors win when they get close. Their strikes are heavy, direct, and reliable. But distance is their problem. If an enemy slows them down or keeps them trapped outside melee range, that strength cannot reach its target. A sniper can change the battlefield with a single shot. Distance is her advantage. Patience is her weapon. But if the enemy closes the gap, that power collapses fast. Without protection, a sniper is not a hunter, she is a target. A mage controls space, not just power. From a distance, she can shape the fight, block paths, and overwhelm groups at once. But magic demands focus. If an enemy gets too close, that concentration breaks, and the spell collapses. A mage can dominate the field, until the field reaches her. An assassin ends fights before they begin. Speed, surprise, and precision are everything. But that strength has a price. If the target survives, or if the assassin is exposed, the battle becomes a trap. In a long fight, an assassin is the one running out of room first. A tank does not win by chasing. He wins by holding the line. He takes the hits, protects the team, and turns chaos into space. But that strength comes with a cost. He is slower, and his damage is rarely the finishing blow. A tank survives, so everyone else can fight. Mana has a limit. Push past it, and the body does not become stronger. It collapses. Dizziness, shaking, bleeding, sometimes even blackout. In the gates, power is not just a gift. It is a resource that can run out at the worst moment. Soon, gates stopped being mysteries and became work. Checkpoints, teams, inspections, supplies. You did not rush in. You signed in, prepared, and walked in like it was a shift. Because one mistake inside a gate could cost more than a life. It could cost a city. Where there is law, there is a shadow. Some people did not enter gates to close them. They entered to cut what they could and leave. Hides, bones, hearts, rare stones, anything that could be sold fast. They ran before the job was finished, and they never cared what would happen when the gate was left behind. A gate is not just a doorway. It is a timer. Leave it unfinished, and it starts to crack. At first, it warns you. Pulses, fractures, strange sounds. Then one night, the warning stops, and the rupture begins. And when monsters step into the city, it is already too late. And then it happens. The first step onto the street. The moment the gate stops being a problem and becomes a threat. People run without understanding what they are running from. And one responder stands there, realizing the same truth every time. If he fails, the city pays. When the breach begins, the guilds move fast. Barriers go up. Civilians are pulled back. And a team takes position between the gate and the street. Not because they are fearless, but because someone has to stand there first. The first seconds decide everything. A tank stops the rush. A warrior finishes what the shield holds. A sniper cuts the second line before it reaches the street. Even against low-rank monsters, teamwork matters, because one mistake is all it takes. A gate does not end because you want it to. It ends when the boss dies. That is the rule that keeps cities alive. When the boss falls, the gate starts to shrink, slowly, like the world is stitching itself closed. But until that moment, everything inside is still hunting, and the exit is never guaranteed. The boss is down, but that does not mean you are safe. The gate begins to close, and the exit becomes smaller with every breath. You do not celebrate inside a gate. You grab what you can, cover your retreat, and run. Because if the portal seals while you are still inside, you do not get a second chance. The exit is not a choice. It is a rule. You leave through the same gate you entered. And once the boss is dead, the gate does not welcome anyone back inside. It becomes a closing door, one way out, and only for a little while. Once the boss is dead, the gate begins to shrink. Not instantly, not kindly. It closes like a wound stitching itself shut. Minutes pass, and the light grows smaller, then smaller, until the last glow collapses into nothing, and the world pretends it never happened. Not every gate announces itself. Some appear like nothing, and that's why they're the most dangerous. Gates with no pulses, no warnings, no rule. The world called them silent gates. Some horrors don't roar, they wait. And for Ollie, everything went silent. A year passed, but Ollie didn't live it. He was just a body under cold lights, kept alive by machines. Even in silence, the same 3 moments kept replaying, over and over, like a punishment. Then he woke up, not to peace, just to cold light and a body that wouldn't move. A nurse rushed in, then froze. Not because he woke up, but because of the look in his eyes. He tried to speak, but his throat felt like sandpaper. A doctor stepped in, checked the machines, then looked at him like he was reading a report, not a life. "You're awake," the doctor said, calm and careful. "But you've been in a coma for a full year." A year. One word that stole everything and gave nothing back. He didn't ask about himself. Not about the year. Not about the pain. Only one thing mattered, and his voice barely survived the question. The silence answered him before any words could. The doctor didn't say it at first. He just held the clipboard like it could protect him from the truth. But the room was already answering, with the way everyone looked away. Ali's fingers trembled, searching for a miracle that wasn't coming. And finally, the doctor spoke, quietly, carefully, like the words could break him twice. "I'm sorry." Rehab didn't feel like recovery. It felt like punishment. Every small movement, sitting up, lifting an arm, was a reminder that he was too weak to reach them that day. Then the door opened, and someone entered, like he owned the room. Leo didn't rush. He didn't even pretend to care. He just looked at Ali like he was checking something, and spoke with that calm tone that makes everything feel worse. "Awake." Leo's voice stayed calm, and that made it cruel. He said, "I thought they finished you." Leo didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. He leaned in just enough to make the air feel smaller, and said it like it was a simple fact, not a cruelty. Like Ali's survival wasn't a miracle. It was a mistake. Leo didn't smile wider. He didn't need to. He spoke like he was doing Ali a favor, turning pain into a lesson. Leo watched the pain settle and push deeper. Not with magic, not with strength. Just a sentence aimed at the one wound Ali could never close. A sentence that sounded exactly like the voice in his own head, the one that whispered every night. Even if you tried, it wouldn't have mattered. And then Leo left, like nothing happened. The room didn't change after Leo left. The beeps stayed the same. The lights stayed cold. But something inside Ali moved for the first time in a year. Not grief, not tears. Just a quiet, terrifying decision. I'll kill the one who took them from me, and anyone who stands in my way. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe. And if you have any feedback, leave a comment below. Chapter 6, coming soon.